Welcome to Walking Backwards, which is the last of our basic Tai Chi directional walks. We have gone over going forwards and we've gone over going sideways. Now we are going backwards. This has got a little bit of funky footwork going on, but it's pretty easy if we focus rather than on the feet as on the hip movement. We're going to start off in our standard gong bu that we've been doing. Front foot straight ahead, rear foot off on a 45-degree angle. Most of our weight is on that front leg. As I bring my weight back to start my backwards walk, I'm going to swing my hips out to the corner. So they're going to go from a forward orientation, basically pointing off in the same direction as my front foot. As my weight shifts to my rear foot, my pelvis is going to shift its weight orientation to match that of the direction of my rear foot on a 45-degree angle. Simple. Off to the corner. Pull the weight back and let the hips rotate off to the corner. As my hips rotate, they're going to pull in my toes on that front leg. So I'm just going to allow my leg to get sort of dragged along with my hips as they move off to the corner. I want to pull in those toes. So I still have some weight on this front leg. It's not a lot, but picking it up is I still have to shift more weight there. So I'm probably in the 80 to 90% of my weight range is on my rear leg by the time my toes come in. But anytime we're talking about weight ranges and percentages, remember these are just rough estimates. I want you to more get the feeling of what's going on here. So most of my weight is forward and then most of my weight is back. And I'm just going to allow my hips to turn and pull in my leg as that happens. To keep walking backwards, I need to keep shifting my weight back. So I need to put even more weight on my rear leg. As that happens, my hips are going to shift back to the front. To the corner, to the front. To the corner, to the front. To the corner, to the front. And I'm showing you this kind of fast so that you get an idea of what the hip motion is doing and kind of how it's pulling. When we practice this, as in with most Tai Chi practices, we do it very slowly. So it doesn't really necessarily look like that's what we're doing, but I want you to get the idea of that's what you're feeling. And feel free to do some nice casual, faster, but still relaxed versions of it. So you get the real idea of what's going on as we do it slow, so that I'm pulling with my hips here to bring my heel back in. The purpose of doing these two hip swings and swivels and what it does with the stepping there is we can see now that my stance is dramatically narrower than where I started. I started out with a bunch of width in between my legs, as in the standard yang style gong bu. But as I pull my weight back and allow my toes to turn in, keep pulling my weight back and allow my heel to turn in, my stance has narrowed. And this is really going to make it a lot easier for me to balance as I move into my rear step. And to get there, we start out with most of our weight forward. We pull back, toes turn in, keep pulling back, up on the toes, heel turns in. My hips are now facing this direction. I'm just going to keep my foot coming back nice and close to my other foot. This would technically be a nail stance if you want to be very precise about it and very kung fu-y. So to do that, we'd have our unweighted foot pointed straight down, perpendicular into the ground, touching at the closest point you can between the big and index toes. Having that down on the ground with no weight on it, just enough to know that it's there. But you can, of course, do this a lot more casually as well, which is what you would probably do in a Yang style Tai Chi, is dropping back, allow the toes to turn in, allow the heel to turn in, and then just bring the foot in nice and relaxed. Still touching in that same place, but I'm not worried about trying to put my toe straight in, up and down, really stretching anything, just letting it be loose and relaxed. Now I need to take a rear step, and I need to find a way to establish some more width again. From the rear, as I pull back my weight, my toes turn in, I keep pulling my weight back, my heel turns in, I bring my foot in nice and close to my center of gravity. Now to get some width again, I need to step out that way and backwards. So basically on that back diagonal. The way for me to do that in a balanced fashion is as I step back on that back diagonal, I'm going to rotate my hips again to face off to this corner. So I step back and place down the toe. My hips are now oriented off to the corner over this foot that has the weight on it. And this isn't a dramatic step. I'm not trying to go way back there or anything like that. It's just, I actually want to get it more the feeling that swing, swing, swing. Like I just want a very loose and relaxed sort of thing. Like from this toe up position, it's more like I just want to rotate my hips and let my legs swing where it wants to go. It's very loose, relaxed, gentle. Again, it's more the hips than anything. Those are the things that as they turn, it drives that leg back on the step. I don't have to put any real effort into it. Forward, corner, straight, corner. So just letting my hips go, boom, boom, boom. And that's providing all of the leg motion I need. Hip straight to the corner, straight to the corner. And then we're going to go back to straight. You can almost think of this like shaking your tail. And you just shake, 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 shake. Right? It's this pelvis motion that is doing everything that we need to power this. The last thing to really do on that is recenter. And we started off facing forward, pull the weight back to the corner, pull the weight back forward, move to the corner, step out, and then from here, step out, and from here, swing my hips back again, going forward. As they go forward, my rear leg drives down into the ground. facing out on that 45-degree angle. So straight, swing it to the corner, and back. Straight, corner, straight, corner, straight. Just let our pelvis swing and move us through this whole thing. We now wind up at a point where we have one set of toes pointing out to the corner and one set of toes pointing out to the corner there. The only thing left to do is to reset ourselves into a gong bu by essentially taking that front heel and driving it out and forming up that shield again on the outside of this front leg. If you've watched the gong bu stance videos, you'll know about that. Highly recommend go watch the gong bu stance videos. I'm not going to get into it too much here. It's more just the fact that for this video, we're going from toes out to resetting that so that we're in a nice strong gong bu again. Then we repeat the pattern. Our hips are straight ahead, hips to the corner, hips straight ahead, hips to the corner, hips straight ahead. Grind out that front leg, nice gong bu. Hips to the corner, hips straight ahead, hips to the corner, hips straight ahead, grind out that gong bu. That is how you walk backwards. And backwards, straight backwards, backwards in circles, backwards around corners. Play around with it. See all the different places you can walk around backwards. Take this out into the real world. Go for a walk. Have some fun with it. Take care.